People with depression really have two major options of what they can do for help. On the one hand, you can look for support. You might find a support group or find friends and family members who are there to kind of put their hand around you and say that everything will be okay, to connect with you. You can share what's going on in your life and they'll be there to listen. And that's great and has its value. You can also, in that support path, you can have people who give you medication that can ease it, or maybe have some therapy and counselling, which is also, once again, great, and it can be really, really kind of helpful. And there's a completely different approach. And there's other approaches where someone is not supporting you where you're at, keeping you in that space of being depressed and trying to understand the world from a depressed perspective. But someone can support your growth and your development, support you to kind of this new level of health and well-being, where you break out of being depressed and into being happy, finding passion in life and living it and expressing it, and being able to find motivation and inspire yourself to kind of make change and do things differently. And rather than living in fear, to break out of it and live with a sense of adventure. You want someone to support you on your journey in uncovering and unfolding a new part of yourself that is not being expressed for whatever reason. The reason why it's not being expressed is for many reasons, largely because you don't actually know what steps to take or what support you need to help you get there. And when you're in that terrible space, the world does not make sense really, and it feels not nice. And so in that, the very thing that we often crave is the support, and we look for someone to validate what's not working. That's why we often end up down the path of wanting that support and that care. But who I work with and who resonates with the work that I do are people who say, no, I don't want that anymore. I'm sick of that way of being. I want to change. I want to transform my life. I want something better than I've ever had before. I want to break out away from being that depressed and into feeling amazing. And so I'm going to support you on your journey to a breakthrough, to the point where life's fun again. Because as kids, if you look around, most kids, if they're coming in a supporting, a loving environment, with this a rich environment of novelty for them to learn, to grow and develop, then what you see over and over again is kids who are running around who are happy and their imagination's full of life. And we can have that as adults. And just because you may be in the lowest point right now of your life, all that means is you've got a decision to make. You can decide to go down that path, or you can decide to go down this path. Now, if you're wanting to go down this path and you're curious about how I do it, you may be wondering who I am and what I do. And right on this page, I've got a few more videos which will explain a little bit about how I'm going to take you on that journey so you can break through and so you can have an amazing quality of life and stop considering yourself a depressed person and connecting to people through your pain. We've got to let go of the stories if you really want to break out of that. My clients break away from that and then we really start living. So watch some of the videos below. Please allow yourself to be inspired. Let's make some change.